guess what? I'm actually delivering the July monthly vid letter in the first week of July, which is kind of a major accomplishment for me. June was enormous. Without a doubt, one of the biggest emotional roller coasters I've ever been on. And before I get into the highlights for June, let me talk to you about one little special jewel that just hit me over the weekend. It was kind of like, I don't know if you've ever hit a piñata and all the candy comes out and you didn't get any of your free candy, but then you go and you start picking up the trash and the little foot of Mickey Mouse, you shake it, and in that Baby Ruth, your favorite candy falls out. That's what it was like. I'm talking about the audiobook, the audio version of Becoming the Promise You're Intended to Be. It's out and available on Spotify right now. And I know this is a little weird and it's just me all up in my feels, but seeing it on Spotify felt like I'm feeling kind of fancy here. And I'm thinking, like, man, this little experience just makes me feel good. All you people, everybody out there, L&M family, No BS tribe, emotional bungee jumpers, the courageous leaders that I'm supporting in my business, all of y'all have contributed to my growth and the quality of life that I'm experiencing right now. And so I'm like, how can I hook them up? How can I do something cool for the people that already got the book? And I found out I've got like these coupons. And so here's the deal. We got a coupon challenge going right now through July 21st, 2023. I think I have to say the date, right? And the ask is that you post a picture of the Amazon review you left about the book on your socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Insta. Tag me in it. It's got to be an honest review. I don't want no fluff. Like if you think it was a bomb, that's cool too. If it's 1 star, that's cool too. But the first 3 people on each platform, I'm gonna hook you up with the coupon that'll get you the audiobook for free. And what I'm really hoping for is that so many people do this that I'm going to be guilted into maybe providing a few extra coupons. Not sure. We'll see how it goes. Again, thank you all for your support very much. And I'm going to jump into highlights. And it took me a minute to try to get them all condensed because there was so much that happened in the month of June. So I'm going to start off with my buddies Matt and Kyle. Matt, the Himalayan hoss, the creator of Construction Curiosities. They interviewed Jennifer Lacey and I on the Construction Mentors podcast. You may have heard of Jennifer Lacey. There is some heavy, awesome news coming out about my sister, and I wish I could spill the beans, but I can't, so you got to hit her up. Maybe she'll let you know, but it's coming, and it's big, and it's long overdue. Anyways, Jennifer and I got to talk with Matt and Kyle, and we were a little bit all over the place. I think maybe we may have scared Matt and Kyle a little bit, but it was awesome getting to share the screen with her, getting to talk about the things that are important to us in our industry and the way that we serve through the No BS community, etc. Huge opportunity to do that with amazing people. And if there's anything that, like, my biggest takeaway of 2023 is community, right? It's you guys, the L&M family, the No BS tribe, the emotional bungee jumpers, the friends that I grew up with, the family that tolerates me. This community is what helps me thrive. It's what helps us thrive. So y'all got to hit them up. Construction Mentors Podcast, Construction Curiosities newsletter. Sign up, follow, share. We need to support one another. Another person to connect with, support, follow is my buddy Spencer Easton, who is just full of miles and miles of heart. The amount of emotion, real deep emotion that man shares is something that I aspire to. And I got to spend some time with him on his YouTube channel. He interviewed me. I'm just going to tell you, he got me riled up right out of the gate, got me super riled up about why I care about the trades and kind of the experiences of foreman and a trade professional out there in the field. And he asked some questions that just kind of got me off on some rants. And then we ended up talking about the book, Becoming the Promise You're Intended to Be. And he asked me the question. The question he asked is, so the promise, like, what is this promise? What is the promise that you're talking about? And I got to tell you, I had like a frog in my throat, had to fight back the tears because it is an important question. I would tell you the answer, except it's best that you go and listen to it. So I'm going to put a link. You're going to find it. Or while you're listening, hit the like, follow, share it with somebody else. He did a phenomenal job of interviewing me. Spencer, thank you for taking the time to do that. And Spencer's name may sound familiar. He's been on the 5S live streams, he's been on the Changemakers live streams, and he was also on the Decentralized Conference live stream where we had like a dozen people actually show up. Random crazy idea. Everybody that spoke, thank you for supporting the idea. And folks, there's like 8.5 hours of really deep, meaningful content that you can apply to your daily. You don't have to be in construction. It may make a little more sense if you are in construction, but even outside of construction, beyond the gates, the knowledge and the care that these people shared is what we need in leadership. So go check it out. And speaking of conferences, I got to hang out at the first ever Soul Built conference with Miss Christina Henke. I've been to a bunch of conferences, and not all conferences are built the same. And this one totally breaks the mold. It is the conference that I will compare all future conferences to. It was an intimate setting. We had no TVs and no PowerPoints. I'll just let that simmer in your brain for a little bit. Huge, immense connection. And the most inspiring thing about it, it was just an idea that Christina had. She shared it with a couple of people. She kept working on it. She brought it to life. And she almost didn't. Along the way, she was thinking about not making it happen. And that's like super meaningful to me because so many of us have ideas and we just stop along the way, and she didn't. She was super courageous. There were ballers from all over the country, from all different disciplines within construction, including our friend Mr. Jeff Sample, who had the presence of mind to record a conversation of a bunch of us on like the last morning there, debriefing on what our takeaways were, what the experience was, what does the future look like since this movement has begun. And I'm going to put the link for you to find it. And yes, there's a bunch of links, but I think I figured out a way to like minimize the number of links, and just one link will take you to access all of these delicious, yummy morsels. We'll see how good my website sorcery is. Y'all really going to put me to the test on this. Now, that conversation, the amazing experience, isn't the only thing that came out of that conference. I also got to meet Miss Gabrielle at this conference. Gabrielle's the co-founder of Matriarchy Build. When I met Miss Gabrielle, she has a warm and endearing presence that just drew me in. And I said, oh, I want to learn more about her. Connected with her on LinkedIn. And I said, oh, look, she has a thing, Matriarchy Build. I got to check that out. So I went to check it out. And right away, it spoke to me. Like on the homepage, it talks about amplifying women working in the trades. And of course, I'm like, oh, girl, I got to read more of your stuff. So as I went through her website, there's a lot of resources, people to connect to, support for different ideas. And I stole this language from the website, but it's like totally true, right? It is a space to talk with a diverse group of women about renovation, design, and DIY projects. Like, who doesn't need that? I don't know if it's exclusive for women to access those resources. And if it is, you go, girl. I support you. And if it isn't, beware. I may be hitting you up. I'm going to leave a link to her website so you can check that out and spread the word, because it looks like a super valuable resource. And Gabrielle's awesome. So just go check it out. Lastly, I'm going to wrap it up with some announcements. I got two. One that I am super excited about. The other one, I'm excited, but not as excited about the first one. I am going to be interviewed by Miss Sarah Ganella, fellow No BS Tribe member, fellow emotional bungee jumper, and she's interviewing me on her live stream, Bring Out Your Badass Self, which is like a badass name for a podcast. I'm going to be on screen with her Friday. I think it's like 9 Eastern, 8 Central, something like that. It's going to be in the morning. We're going to be live. Show up, ask your questions, support Sarah. And if you don't catch the live, I'm sure it's going to be, you can catch the replay, right? And if you watch the replay, leave a comment, leave a like so that people know that you're there, right? That's really important. And lastly, in August, because it's so hot and I just want to add to the hotness, I'm going to be releasing a virtual learning experience by the name of Sweat Equity Improvement, Virtual SQI. Got through the first cycle with my brother, Adam Hoots, DJ Hootie Hoot in South Kakalaki. And the impact it had on the learners exceeded my expectations. And now that I know that it can cause the same shift that is experienced when I do it in person, I'm releasing the Kraken. I'm going to be opening the virtual version to the public. It's going to be a limited number of people because, like, I'm limited, right? So I can't have a bazillion people. Got one group already filled out with 10 people. I think the second group, I'm going to cap at 10, but most likely 6, just because there's a lot of before and after work. Anyways, keep an eye out for that. If you've been looking for some training, yes, lean training, lean construction stuff, that's going to help break that buy-in nut, that issue that we struggle with all the time, and you really are about serving the men and women that do the work day in, day out, this is the course for you. It's a heavy social element. You're going to walk away with a deeper empathy for the work. You're going to walk away with new relationships, and you're going to walk away with a repeatable process to go out, study work, and eliminate the burden in poorly designed work. I'm super excited about it just because I know the impact that it has on the worker, and the impact that it has on the learner, the facilitator of the thing. So keep an eye out for that. Share it with some people. If you got any questions, hit me up. There's going to be a waiting list to sign up on the website. I'll post another link in there. And above all, be cool, and we'll talk at you next time. Peace!